week 1 and week number 4. Semiij winning week 2 and week 3. So either way, one of these guys is going to have a three-peat if they end up meeting each other again in grand finals. But we're winning winners finals right now, and this is going to be big for these guys who have played each other. And it's been 3-1, 3-2 every single time that they have played. They have not gotten a 3-0 over one another. That is how close these matches have been. And definitely getting the winner's side of that grand final, I think, is going to be key.
And we've seen this matchup more than a few times. What a whip punish on that meter burn back 3. And a punish on the cat dash. And here we go. Back 3 wasn't there. Execution just a little bit off.
And Rewind won this exact matchup. They played it last week in week number 4. 3-2 on the winner's side in grand finals. Rewind won it 3-1. His Wonder Woman was looking so crisp in this matchup.
And we saw him baiting out Semiij, trying to punish those shields full screen. But he would leave himself at the perfect distance to be able to block before that cat dash was actually able to punish.
I talked to a few guys at KIT about Rewind's Wonder Woman, and a lot of top players agreed that they just love the way that he's able to kind of use all of Wonder Woman's tools, and says that he's one of the few guys that really understands the character at the highest level and can implement her game plan to its fullest potential. And you guys saw it there in week number 4, how he just dominated Semiij with Wonder Woman, which is not easy to do.
It was probably one of the longest sets in history on Semiij. That set felt like it lasted forever. It was such a patience game. The spacing, just the pace of the match altogether. And it was fun to watch, but man, it was really long.
And it's kind of similar to what we saw at KIT with Sonic Fox as well, and he picks Black Manta in this matchup. That characters that can slow Catwoman down and force her, to actually play a very fundamental game and slow down the game that is Injustice 2 can be very effective. But it takes these ridiculous players like Rewind and Sonic Fox, who are just ridiculous.
Surrender while you can. I can't be tamed.
To slow her down and make her play their game. Make her actually have to play spacing against your normals. And it's a beautiful thing to watch, for being honest with you. It's a much slower Injustice 2, but it's beautiful to watch, especially from a viewer standpoint, to get a better understanding of spacing in this game.
Surprised this fight's not over? It's too soon to get cocky.
And universally, that's got to be the answer to Catwoman, man. Because once she gets going, it is 100 miles an hour, safe strings, mix-ups, damage. But this may close out the first game. And Rewind going up 1-0.
Down to a fundamental level. Rewind stood his ground. Semiij forward dashed. Forward dashes have a lot of recovery on them. Reacted accordingly with a down 1-2, which is meaty enough to cover everything except for going for a read with it and eating a jumping attempt. But that covers the approach, punishes the forward dash, and now
we're getting Enchantress.
Switching to Enchantress here. And this is, yeah. Echo's going to say it for me. Go for it.
This, word on the street is this is a terrible matchup for Enchantress. Wonder Woman can really pick on her. We'll see what happens. I'm sure that they've played this matchup. Semiij has a reason for picking it. But even her projectile, her wall that she puts up,
it doesn't matter. That shield goes right through it. And coming out with the meter burn DP that opens up so many people. Didn't even cross up either. Semiij may have just went for a punish early on.
Now, Enchantress, I mentioned it on Sunday. One good thing about her is when she hits you, a lot of times she can hit you twice as long as the setup is there and you get the hit afterwards. But Enchantress really has to find her way in against Wonder Woman. It's going to be tough.
She does it. She's got some great numbers for it. And that was pure spacing right there at its finest. Throwing out that forward 2 there by Semiij and not finishing the string. Rewind was looking for the whiff punish, and so Semiij kind of threw it out there, saw him whiff, and then took his turn. Unfortunately, didn't get anything off of it. The back 1-1 came out pretty fast there. Ooh, calling out.
And you can see what Rewind's doing. Rewind, every time that Semiij wants to throw out one of those curses, you can backdash it.
And Semiij playing the mind game off that stand 2 as well. Or if he'd have held that a little bit longer, and unblockable would have come out. Rewind stood his ground, and he may try to implement the unblockable moving forward in this matchup. The DP covering both sides. It's all good there. As Rewind is maintaining his advantage, but Semiij doesn't look too far ahead of it. That was a beautiful tool against that demon. I mean, you can jump forward over it every single time, make it whiff. The meter burn dash there as well, getting him out of dodge for free. Didn't have to hold any kind of mix. And she is one of those characters that has interesting properties where she has strings she can meter burn. She has a special move that she can meter burn that because of the launch, as you see right there going for it. She has a lot of ways to get the damage, and that wall is not going to be much in this matchup.
It is not, but you know, one thing that has developed when you do the restand in certain setups, when you do the restand into the projectile wall, it actually makes her semi-plus. I'm not sure exact frames, but it's better than just doing the restand by itself. And that forward 3.
Going for the max distance on it, too. That forward 3 is almost a game changer because that's 3 different distances.
Ready to lose your head?
You're welcome to try.
And it's hard to react to that animation. It appears from the sky, ladies and gentlemen. And, oh, yeah, the conversion. Oh, stop it. Rewind, stop it.
I'm telling you, man, Rewind. If it's execution you're looking for, nice air tech.
And that was reactionary. Oh, my goodness. So, Rewind, or Semiij did too bad of a job. Didn't get really anything going. Didn't get a clean hit with the 4-2-3 into the meter burn. Didn't have the trait to try to set up. You see the unblockable resets on Twitter, on YouTube that everyone's putting out. So sometimes they're hard to get to. To open up someone raw with 4-2-3, you're really looking at a whiff punish or punish itself to try to get there. Because it's almost impossible to hit confirm a 4-2-3 into a meter burn, with a straight hit.
Especially in meter burn's punishable as well.
Otherwise,
so
you're mashing it, praying that it's going to hit. And again, you can get punished for it, as Echo just mentioned. But, hey, you know what? Sometimes you just throw it out there if the meter burn try to catch them. Summon that demon and try to go for the instant jump to the mix afterwards.
Zabulba.
That's right, Zabulba. If you guys watched episode 1, Zabulba, one of the best pod racers around, and makes an appearance here in Injustice 2.
Semiij going back to Catwoman.
That's the meme on the streets anyway.
Didn't like that Enchantress matchup.
Zabulba!
Yeah, that was a big topic on the Clash, I believe. The chat was kind of going nuts about it.
Oof. And we saw this matchup a few times early on, where it was Rewind who would pick this against. Actually, yeah, he would pick actually Catwoman against Wonder Woman. And it's very interesting to see the tides turn because we saw Rewind versus Young Monster so many times, and just how he's able to apply things differently than we saw the Young Monster in this matchup, to where he kind of reverse learned it by playing it the other way around, and kind of thought to himself, that this character has options here and there, and that down
sometimes
two,
that's the best way.
That down 2 against jump 2, crucial in this matchup.
Woo! Semiij with a hefty health lead right now. Tries to jump in the read on the air shield. Dash in, goes for the low meter burn.
And there's that down 2 again.
Down 2.
If you're looking at any kind of weakness in Catwoman, find yourself a character that can anti-air Catwoman's down 2, and that's a great place to start.
And that may be one of the bigger factors. Catwoman, once she's about 3/4 a screen or so, her jump 2 could come at any moment. And if you can shut that down, she's really got to walk in a lot further than she's used to.
Look how much this game has slowed down since Rewind tied us up. Semiij doesn't want to take any more risks. Beautiful. Back 3, couldn't tell if that was raw or reactionary.
I've killed mice braver than you.
And trying to bait a button with that forward dash. If you guys didn't notice there by Semiij. Forward dash and then walk back, and he's trying to catch that down 1-2 by rewind. And this is just, you see it there again, this is just great spacing at its finest and at its most basic form, which I love to see in these slow matchups.
Yeah, rewind has been so on point with, just catching any sort of whiffed button, badly spaced, normal, dash ins like you mentioned. Semiij trying to use that against rewind. But one more hit from Semiij. Could get him on the board, but that meter burn shield and the back three. I don't think it's going to kill, but it's going to be awful close. Very short stage transition. Catwoman. 143 left.
Semiij has so many resources to play with right now. 2 bars, he's about to build a third. Anything on blocking the raw cat dash!
The raw cat dash!
Of all things to keep Semiij alive in this matchup, a raw cat dash. You never hear those words when you talk about Semiij. But a character like Catwoman, a player like Rewind that shuts him down, he's going to get risky. And one actually pays off there at the end.
See, that's something we talk about every now and then is when you play Semiij, that's one factor you kind of put in the back of your head. Like, he's never going to throw out that raw cat dash. And then that happens, and then you're like, wait a minute.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Hold on, wait a minute, man. Because I think he raw rolled one time in Mortal Kombat in his entire career, and it was probably an input error.
Semiij does not want to be sent down to losers to face on Dab or Tweedy. He's got to get himself back into this. Tie it up at least. Take us to a game number 5. Aquaman's been waiting for it all night, please. Yeah.
And Holy active frames that shield on the way back. That thing hit farther than even I thought was going to be possible. Here we go. Back to slowing the game down. Could have gotten whiff punish there. Rewind not ready for it. And staggering into the down 1-2. And Semiij may have been reading a cancel into a shield toss there with that meter burn back 3.
Wow, and Semiij tried to backdash. Got hit by that shoulder. Wasn't respecting that meter burn that time.
And it seemed late on the meter burn as well.
It did, yeah.
That may have caught Semiij pressing a button. Because her punish, she really has to hit that stand 1 pretty fast. If you're actually going to punish that shield toss or bash, and you never know if their meter burn is going to come. That's a mind game that they play, or they can meter burn it early just like that.
Aphrodite forbids you.
And Aphrodite forbidding Semiij the win here. She calls it out. 2-1. Last leg here, going for another raw cat dash that may have been spaced so that he whiffed it in front. Which is a mind game that you do like to see him play with. Not too often. Let's be some decent meterless damage. Almost 400.
All came from that jump 1. Semiij desperately wants to get Rewind off of his first health bar. All this damage that Rewind is doing is just insurance going into the next health bar. No whiff punish there by Rewind. I highly expected it, but okay.
And there's Semiij doing that stand 1 so fast to get the punish, whereas if Rewind would have meter burned it again, would have caught him. Not getting the trait that he was wanting, I'm pretty sure. As parry is not very useful in this matchup. No projectiles being thrown. The only thing you can really parry, cat dash if you read it, but it's not going to be reactionary.
Boy, how sick would that be, though?
Ooh,
and there's the whiff punish.
Surprised this fight's not over? It's too soon to get cocky.
25% back for Semiij. That was his last line of defense. When's the last time that we saw Catwoman, or just Semiij as a player, just scared to approach, just trying to find the answer.
Rewind actually built the bar there, didn't realize it. He could have done a shield to close us out. Beautiful down 2.
Down 2.
And the meter burn. Just going to toss Catwoman aside as he makes his way into the winner's side of Grand Finals, ladies and gentlemen. Your previous week's champion. Moving on. Got 9th place at KIT. Losing the closest